Hi guys, that's something a little bit important to talk about today. Um, uh, Many people think that going to the shooting range is a simple, standard thing, but upon reflection, there's a darker aspect. Um, I mean, shooting paper and pop-up targets is fun and relaxing until you realize that you're practicing killing people. Once that realization settles in, the range takes on a much more macabre atmosphere. And we're taught to shoot for the center mass of the body, for two main reasons. Um, it's you get the largest target there, highest probability of a hit, and it's the main housing area for the most vital organs. So your chances of getting a kill shot are higher. Um, I'm not saying that lethal force is an evil thing, or that shooting someone should never be an option. Um, but no amount of training can prepare someone for the terror that runs through you the first time you have a human in your sights. It's a unique sensation when that abstract reality of paper targets and the cold reality of live targets merges together. I know not everybody goes through this when they draw down. That's all on the individual, the values that they were raised with. From April 2006 to April 2007, I was deployed to Baghdad and spent a fair number of combat missions as the primary machine gun operator um, for our Humvee and as an air guard and a striker. And there were a number of times that I had to draw down, engage, and neutralize. And every time I got this confusing and conflicting mix of emotions. Anger that the fact that someone was trying to kill or hurt myself, um, my brothers in arms, or the locals. Um, and sorrow for the families of the person that I had to shoot. Hatred, hatred for anyone who can plan and execute the murdering of innocents. Excitement, excitement from the adrenaline that pumps through your veins. You're never more you never feel more alive than when you're closest to death. Satisfaction from knowing that there's going to be one less um, bad guy out there, one less person to injure others. You know, horror at horror at the carnage of what humans are innately capable of, and the things I have to do to stay alive. Fear that someone will be injured or killed, or that I won't be able to stop the attacker. Guilt at the loss of life by my hands. Shame at the blood on my hands. I know not everybody goes through this range. This is just me, specific. I was raised with a very, very high value for human life, and I've always been just a sensitive person. It's very sensitive to that, so it gets to me. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. See, if I didn't feel bad for, shooting people, wouldn't that make me some kind of inhuman monster? I think it would. The worst part of it is the faces. You never forget the faces. It's part of what keeps me up at night is the faces. But I'm currently training and getting ready to go back for another deployment as a machine gun operator. And just the thought of putting bullets into another human being absolutely breaks my heart. But I know I'm capable of doing it. But to shoot a man, to kill a man, to take a life, it takes a lot more than just the squeeze of a trigger. And people don't realize that. They think that it's just simple mechanics, but it has nothing to do with that. Well, it has something to do with that, but that was a relatively ad-libbed. I wrote that down a while ago, and I mean this is something that means something to me. So I was kind of leery about putting it online, but it seems that this is more of my introspective channel. In addition to being, for my deployment, it has happened that it's more of an introspective thing for me, because a lot of these videos that I've been putting up are more me than the ones on my other channel were. So, but yeah. And I had been going to therapy because of the holdovers that I had from when I was downrange, which, as you can tell, that's a bit of a holdover that I still have. But it wasn't really helping. I wasn't really comfortable with the therapist that they had at the VA, so I just kind of stopped going. But I'm getting ready to go again, so very, very shortly. I think I have to worry much about people viewing this, because one I put up yesterday had 0 views, so it really doesn't matter much. But this is something that had to come out of me, and now it has. So now you know what goes through the mind of at least one soldier on the battlefield. And it is not a pleasant experience. I hope none of you ever have to find out, what goes through your mind when you have to shoot somebody. I hope you never do. I mean, I really, really, really hope that. But, I mean, I know I'm not the only one who goes through that. I also know that not everybody does. And not everybody goes through it. So it's a weird combination there. But,
it's 20:30.
Yes, it is. And, on that note, I'm gonna go because I have 30 seconds left. So I'll see you guys later.